everything somehow ties into that basic need and fact of society that is food. We all need food to survive. Our system right now, at least in America, is so out of whack.
I think it kind of gets down to why we even really wanted to be a CSA, as opposed to just selling vegetables and food in a box and then putting it on a truck and driving it somewhere and having it sort of disappear into the gaping maw of consumerism.
Well, the true kind of most pure CSA is one in which the members have basically paid for all that's produced on the farm for the whole season or the whole year.
You know, the challenge is that the price of food, honestly, is also not equivalent to what it costs to actually make it. And so the reason that things are the price they are in a supermarket is that they can be imported for an amount of money that's cheaper than it actually costs to domestically make it, to produce it. And so, I mean, it's the same in all the commodities trade. So it comes in super cheap, they can sell it in a supermarket. What it costs us to produce it is so much that we can't meet those prices. And so it becomes a challenge to stay alive in an environment like that.
Why doesn't the price of food match how much it takes to grow it, how much energy it takes to grow it? And he sort of wondered if perhaps that wasn't because it's not really meant to be commodified or sold for a price, and maybe trading like we do is really how it's meant to go.
People have been in the produce game for a long time, so you have to be able to offer something that isn't readily being offered in the market in order to kind of compete. And so I think our commitment has been to building a community.
The real center of the whole seal the deal thing and us starting our farm together and getting married was on a Thanksgiving. I needed to buy some kale, and I didn't have any kale, and I had gone to the store and seen it there, the lacinato kale that I like, but it was one of those moments where you look at the shelf and there's this kale, you don't know where it's grown, you don't know who it comes from. And so instead of buying it, I thought, well, I know where to get it. And I came out here, and he was here, and I got so nervous, I actually asked him for chard instead of kale. And he came back with a big bouquet, because anything John does, he does really big, and just an armful of chard.
There's a kind of magic that occurs. People are grounded. They have this sort of relationship with food they're now going to eat.
I think farming or just helping out now and then on a farm, it gives you that connection to the land.
I also think that there's a kind of like a homing beacon effect. And so when you start growing food or you start creating something that's positive and good, I think that the right people find you, just because it's sort of out there.
In that aha moment, I knew I needed to get my hands dirty, literally.
That's the part that we like most about the program, is that it's an open feeling. So it has to work for people's lives for them to come out and volunteer.
And when our volunteers come out to help pick the harvest for the CSA, they are having a good time, a lot of laughing. We sit around afterwards and talk, catch up, enjoy conversation, and sometimes we share food that either we make or the CSA members bring and have made.
We want a community. We want people that we know and care about, and we want them to invest their time in us, and we in turn want to invest our time in growing for them. As the CSA has gotten older, we're in our third year, more than third year, yeah. As it's gotten older, people recognize that we can do what we say we're going to do, and that and that the value that they get from this program is deeper than some kind of monetary equivalent. We worry about the same things that everyone else worries about, like, will we have enough money for rent? And things like, how do we send our son to college? You know, how do we afford health care? You know, things that challenge anyone else.
If we don't have enough memberships to meet our financial requirements on how much land costs in the home, then we'll look for other markets. So for example, we'll sell some extra food to local grocery stores who carry organic local food, or to restaurants that want our product.
We have 65 shares, and those are what we would call memberships, but they're shares. People often split their shares, and often we have people that have families in it too. 65 shares, probably 85 to 90, maybe 100 people eating off the farm when you start to include like our extended farm family. What I think causes people to stay and really attach themselves to the program is a belief that their money and their energy that they're spending at a job somewhere collecting money is going to a positive place to people who they believe in a community or type of lifestyle that they'd like to see stay around.
With the CSA and just the community members who come and volunteer, you get the full breadth of what CSA is, community supported agriculture. So you get the community in addition to the agriculture. And so it's, for me, it's everything I want in life. They've had farm parties here before, and I've come and just like, this is what I want my life to be. It's this great community of people. There's music, there's good food, there's camaraderie, and it's all centered around food and the farm and the land.